So in this lecture we'll discuss about the energy involved in a coupled circuit. So energy in a coupled circuit, we know that the energy stored in an inductor is given by omega is equal to half L I square. Omega is equal to half L I square, right? Now we want to determine the energy stored in a magnetically coupled coil. That is, we have two coils which are magnetically coupled. Okay, so we want to know what is the energy stored in a magnetically coupled coil. Okay, so first let us consider the circuit diagram given here. We have two coils, coil 1 and coil 2, with self inductance L1 and L2, and the voltage in coil 1 is taken as V1 and current in coil 1 is taken as I1. Similarly, voltage in coil 2 is taken as V2 and current in coil 2 is taken as I2. So here the mutual inductance between these two coils is taken as M. Okay, so let us assume that the currents I1 and I2 are 0 initially. I1 and I2 are 0 initially, so that the energy stored in the coils is 0. If current is 0, then what happens to the energy? It becomes 0. If we let I1 increase from 0 to capital I1 while maintaining I2 is equal to 0, then the power in coil 1 is given by, so what is given? So initially we are assuming that currents I1 and I2 are 0. Now we are going to increase current I1 from 0 to a value of I1, right? And I2, it is maintained at 0 itself. So first is we are increasing I1 from 0 to I1, capital I1, okay, some constant value, whereas I2, it is maintained as 0. Now what happens to the power? Power is equal to, we know that V into I. So for first coil it is V1 into I1, so which is equal to, V1 can be written as L into di1 by dt. So power is equal to I1 L1 di1 by dt. Now the energy stored in the circuit is W1 is equal to integral of P dt. Energy is integral of power with respect to time, right? So substitute the value of P. This is the value we will be getting. Okay, now what we are going to do is, I has been increased from 0 to I1. Sorry, I1 has been increased from 0 to I1, right? So now we will be maintaining that at I1. Now we are going to increase I2 from 0 to I2. Initially I1 was increased from 0 to I1 and I2 was maintained 0. Next is I1 was increased to I1, that will be maintained as such. Now I2, which was at 0, will be increased to I2. Okay. Now what happens? The mutual voltage induced in coil 1 is M12 di2 by dt. The mutual voltage induced in coil 1 is M12 di2 by dt. So coil 1, the mutual inductance in coil 1, current I2 will be involved, so it is M12 di2 by dt. While the mutual voltage induced in coil 2 is 0, since I1 does not change. So in the second step we only increased I2 from 0 to I2. We didn't change the value of I1. It was maintaining at I1 itself. Okay, so now what happens to the mutual voltage at L2 is, it is 0. Okay, because I1, there was no change involved in I1. Now what happens to the power in coil is, P2 of T is equal to I1 M12 di2 by dt plus power in coil 2, that is I2 into V2. So this is power in coil 1 and this is power in coil 2. So this power in coil 1 is because of the mutual inductance and this is due to the self inductance. Okay. So here this becomes I1, capital I1, M12 di2 by dt plus I2 L2 di2 by dt. Energy stored in the circuit is integral of p dt, substitute the value of power. This is the formula we will be getting, right? So now the total energy stored in coils when both I1 and I2 have reached constant values is, so this is the value of, this is the value of energy when I1 was increased from 0 to I1. Now this is the value of power when I2 was increased from 0 to I2. Now the total energy is power P1, sorry, energy W1 plus energy W2, which is equal to half L1 I1 square plus half L2 I2 square plus M12 I1 I2, right? So this is the total energy stored. Now we have to consider, we have considered that I1 was first changed from 0 to I1 and then I2 was changed from 0 to I2. Now if we reverse the order, that is, first we will be changing I2 from 0 to I2, then we will change I1 from 0 to I1. Now what happens is the energy will be same, that is half L1 I1 square plus half L2 I2 square. The only thing that will change is the mutual inductance value, which is M21. Here you can notice that it is M12. This is the only parameter which will change when we switch the order of increase in current. That is, we will change I2 first, then I1. Okay, so this is the total energy stored. Now the total energy stored is same regardless of how we reach the final conditions. That is, we have already seen that M12 is equal to M21 is equal to M, simply the mutual inductance. Now the energy becomes like this, half L1 I1 square plus half L2 I2 square plus M I1 I2. Now this equation was derived based on the assumption that the coil currents both entered the dotted terminals. It means, so we have to follow the dot procedure also, right? We have taken plus M here. We have assumed that, you can see that both the current enters the terminal, enters the dotted terminal. So we have got plus M here. If suppose in this diagram, if one current enters the dotted terminal and the other current leaves the dotted terminal, then we will have minus M. Okay, so I mean, combining these two according to the dotted terminals, this is the energy, that is half L1 I1 square plus L2 I2 square plus or minus M into I1 I2. Okay, now here I1 and I2 are arbitrary values. If we are going to replace it by small I1 and I2, that is with respect to time it will change, that is the instantaneous value of current, then we will get the instantaneous energy stored in the coil. So the positive sign is selected for the mutual term if both current enter or leave the dotted terminals of the coil. If current in both the coil either enters the dotted terminal or leaves the dotted terminal, then we will have plus M. If suppose current enters in dotted terminal 1 and leaves at dotted terminal, another dotted terminal, then we will take minus. Okay, now we are going to derive the condition for mutual inductance, upper limit for the mutual inductance. Now we know that the energy stored in the circuit, it cannot be negative because the circuit is passive in nature. So obviously the energy stored, it cannot be negative. It means that this energy, value of energy, should be greater than or equal to 0, right? So to simplify, we are going to add this term, that add and subtract this term in this equation. I1 I2 root of L1 L2. So you can see that here we have added the term. Now here this they have simplified like this. So what you have to do is half L1 I1 square plus half L2 I2 square plus I1 I2 root of L1 L2 minus I1 I2 root of L1 L2 minus M I1 I2 greater than or equal to 0. You expand this term and see you will get addition of this term plus subtraction of this term included in this equation. Okay, so here the square term is never negative, so at least it should be 0. So therefore we are going to look at this second term. So this second term, it should be greater than or equal to 0. So from this we can write M should be less than or equal to root of L1 and L2. So this gives the value of mutual inductance. So mutual inductance, it cannot be greater than the geometric mean of the self inductance of the coils. The extent to which the mutual inductance M approaches the upper limit is specified by the coefficient of coupling K. So we have included a term called coefficient of coupling. It is denoted by K. So this value of K gives how these two coils are connected, whether they are loosely coupled or they are tightly coupled, because we are talking about coupled coils which are placed very close to each other. Okay, so this K says about how these two coils are connected. Now K can be written as M by root of L1 and L2, or mutual inductance can be written as K into root of L1 L2. Now this value of K, it varies from 0 to 1, or M, it varies from 0 to root of L1 and L2. So the coupling coefficient is nothing but the fraction of total flux emanating from one coil that links the other coil. So that is the definition of coupling coefficient K, right? So how much flux from one coil links with the other coil is given by this parameter K. Now if the flux in coil 1 is linked 100% with coil 2, then the value of K will be equal to 1, and those coils are said to be perfectly coupled coils. Okay, and those coils are said to be perfectly coupled coils if the K value is equal to 1. If K is less than 0.5, then the coils are said to be loosely coupled. If K is greater than 0.5, then the coils are said to be tightly coupled. Okay, so this gives how that is the value of K gives how these two coils are connected with each other. Okay, so the coefficient K is a measure of magnetic coupling between two coils. If K is equal to 0, they are not coupled. If K is equal to 1, they are completely perfectly coupled. Okay, now K, it depends on the closeness of the two coils, their core, orientation and their windings. Now if you look at these two diagrams A and B, you can see this is coil 1 and this is coil 2. These two coils are loosely connected because they are somewhat apart from each other. Compared with this coil, you can see these two coils are tightly coupled. It looks like they have been overlapped with each other, right? So this is an example of tightly coupled coil, and this is an example of loosely coupled coil. Normally transformers with air core are loosely coupled and iron core are tightly coupled. Now let us discuss a problem. Consider the circuit shown in figure. Determine the coupling coefficient. Calculate the energy stored in the coupled inductor at time t is equal to 1 second if the value of V is 60 cos 4t plus 30 degree volts. Okay, so coupling coefficient formula, we know that K is equal to M by root of L1 and L2. Value of M is given, L1 is given, L2 is given, right? So from that we can determine value of K. So value of K is 0.56. So it is greater than 0.5. So these two coils are tightly coupled. First part of the question is over. Next is we have to determine the energy stored in the coupled inductors. Energy stored in the coupled inductors. So here you can look at this diagram. It is given in time domain. So convert it into frequency domain. So the steps are given here. So we know that V, value of V is given 60 cos 4t plus 30 degree. So this written in phasor domain 60 angle 30, and the value of omega is 4 radians per second. Okay. So next is 5 Henry inductor. We know that j omega L1. Substitute the value of omega and L1. Find out. Similarly for mutual inductance. This is for self inductance L2. Then we have a capacitance. So for capacitance, impedance is 1 by j omega C. So that is given here. Now the frequency domain equivalent is shown here. This is the frequency domain equivalent. Now apply mesh analysis. So consider this as mesh 1 and this as mesh 2. So these coil, so here coil 1 will have self inductance due to this plus mutual inductance from this coil, right? So self inductance J20 I1 and mutual inductance J10 I2. Okay, so here see J10 I2. Similarly for for mesh 2, write this equation and simplifying we will be getting this. Now find out the value of I1 and I2. These two are in phasor domain. So convert it into time domain. You know how to convert it into time domain. So I1 is, this is the magnitude. So 3.905 cos of omega t. Omega value is given as 4. So 4t. Angle is minus 19.4. So minus 19.4. Similarly I2 is written. Now what they have asked? They have asked the energy stored at time t is equal to 1 second. T is equal to 1 second. So substitute the value of t. T is equal to 1 second. Here they have given us 4t. 4 is omega, right? And unit of omega is radians per second. So 4t is 4 radians per second into value of t is 1 second. So you will get as 4 radians. Convert it into degrees because here it is written in degrees. This parameter is in radian. So we have to convert this into again degrees. So can you convert radians into degrees? Into 180 by pi. So 4 into 180 divided by 3.14 will give you this value. Now substitute these values and find out the value of current I1 and I2 at time t is equal to 1 second. Okay. Now total energy stored in the coupled inductors is given by this formula, that is omega is equal to half L1 I1 square plus L2 I2 square plus M I1 I2. So substitute the value of L1 I1, L2 I2, M, etc. and find out the value of energy stored. This is the value of energy stored in the coupled coils at time t is equal to 1 second.